everybody. I'm Philip.
And I'm Justin.
And together, we are Pajamas. We are on episode 2 of season 3 of Doctor Who. We saw the Doctor get all flirty and come to my ship. Look, it travels in time. In the last video. Again. So we get to venture into the unknown. With where we don't really know. We don't have a set in stone companion yet. We don't know if this new person is or what. So this is kind of just seeing where it goes.
So far, it seems promising.
Yes. So you ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. $15.99. Okay.
It's the travel.
Sad words suit not upon a lover's tongue.
We get witches.
3.
Yeah. So vampires, werewolves, witches, zombies. All right, we're going back into horror.
And
All
it's
right.
a history episode.
Possibly, she said so it might be coming to the future now when they come back again. But yeah, definitely interested. Let's see where this goes. What is this called? The Shakespeare Code. Okay.
So the 3 witches could be a reference to Macbeth.
Good call.
How do you travel in time? And what makes it go?
Oh, let's take the fun and the mystery out of everything. Martha, you don't want to know. It just does.
You're so kidding me. Oh my god, we did it. We travelled in time.
She's, in that time period, dressed like
Yeah.
someone's going to call her something, possibly.
Yep. Yeah. Thought that too.
Right next to RS, the Globe Theatre.
The man himself.
Whoa, you don't mean Shakespeare in there?
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'm just like, yeah.
Always he chooses the best words, new, beautiful, brilliant words.
Shut your big fat mouth!
But I've never heard of Love's Labour's one. Have you got a mini disc or something? We can tape it, we can flog it, sell it when we get home, make a mint.
Hello. Excuse me. Not interrupting, am I? Mr. Shakespeare, isn't it?
Oh, no. No. Who let you in? Fitted.
Verily, forsooth, egads.
Who are you, exactly? What's the point? Who is your delicious blackamoor lady?
Far off land. Fredonia.
Excuse me? Hold hard a moment. This is a cold, hard, wanton woman.
I shall return later. This little still one from the Dark Ages. If I tell them the truth, they'll panic and think it was witchcraft.
Okay, what was it then?
Witchcraft.
He's as much of a puzzle to you as he is to me.
I think we should say goodnight.
Of course it isn't.
Well, how am I supposed to know? I've only just started believing in time travel. Give me a break.
Looks
Nice.
like witchcraft, but it isn't. Can't be. You're going to stand there all night. A friend of mine, Rose, right now, she'd say exactly the right thing. Still, got me out. You're a novice, never mind. Take you back home tomorrow.
Great.
Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
I might use that.
You can't, it's someone else's.
Remember, kid, project.
You never know. The Queen might turn up. As if. She never does. Ah, she's royal. That's God's business. Though you are a royal beauty.
Come on, we can have a good flirt later.
Is that a promise, Doctor?
Oh, 57 academics just punched the air.
Existence to be or not to be. That's quite good.
You should write that down.
Bit pretentious.
Poor, fragile mortals. Lasso!
Well, that's not going to work. The whole building's shouting that. In the right string of numbers, the right equation, you can split the atom. The Carrionites use words instead.
Use them for what?
The end of the world.
I gaze upon this bag of bones, and now I name thee Martha Jones. The north wind blows and carries down the distant roads.
Now, you might call that magic. I'd call that a DNA replication module.
Stay strong! Words that last forever. That's what you do, Will. You choose perfect words. Do it. Improvise.
That's brilliant. Doesn't make sense, mind you, but never mind, I'll come here. You're from another world like the Carrionites, and Martha is from the future. It's not hard to work out.
That's incredible. You are incredible.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
She's turned up!
We're the talk of the town. She heard about last night. She wants us to perform it again.
Who?
Her Majesty, she's here.
What? My sworn enemy.
What?
Off with his head! What?
That was very interesting.
That was a fun little episode. I said it before, like, they do historical stuff
Yeah.
very well. Very, very well. Like, at first I thought it was just going to be them in 1599, and then it would, like, fast forward to the future when she was still trying to make this stuff happen, but no, it stayed there. And this time, the historical figure was Shakespeare.
A much loved figure indeed.
Yeah. Very interesting, yeah.
And very handsome. Yes, he doesn't look like the portraits, but nobody did, actually.
What an interesting... I say interesting so much. But it is. It's like, what an interesting idea to have witches whose entire power comes from words. Then you have one of the greatest, if not the greatest wordsmith to ever live. And you meld the two.
It's an excellent combination.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea. If I could just sum this up, it was fun. It was just a fun episode.
If ever there were a way to explain how magic, or specifically witchcraft, were to work, this episode did explain how it would be, how it would work.
Yeah, like how math uses numbers to... And then, yeah, this uses words instead. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool.
Or that this thing is something that would be called as that if it were to be made today, but it would have that similar function, so the two are actually the same. Like the DNA replicator.
Right. The DNA replication module.
Yes.
AKA the voodoo doll.
Yes.
The pincushion doll. Yeah, it was clever. Like, witches aren't my favorite subgenre in horror, but if it's done right, it can be good. And these were your stereotypical hook nose, green skin, Wizard of Oz, Wicked Witch. But it worked for the time period. Also the costuming and everything was fantastic. This felt organic. Like, it felt like we were in 1599. The people looked the part. Like, I was going to imagine someone from 1599 London. They cast very well.
Oh, yes.
And they were outfitted very well.
And the same mannerisms that would have been there at the time.
Oh, how so?
Oh, well, for example, how they spoke. And also, for example, no plumbing.
Mm-hmm. Well, also they were dirty.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have nice teeth. It makes sense.
And yes, because that's what people really looked like.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why in many old portraits you'll notice that their mouths are always closed.
Mm-hmm.
Whether making a serious face or a grin, it's the mouth closed. And, well, if you were to have someone open their mouths, there would be a very good reason why.
But it was done with style and excellent use of figure to wrap the story around. And with the globe and the 14 sides and all that, just so clever. Just so clever. It was good writing. I think Martha is doing well as a companion. I enjoy her. The episodes feel like kind of light and breezy, I guess. It might sound dorky, but it just feels effortless. Now, the bedroom scene...
Fan service, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Some people have said that in the comments, too. Like, it's a modernization. So they're trying to modernize the Doctor. Some people like it, some people don't. The only detraction...
Incoming nitpicks.
And much like the last episode, it doesn't take away from the story, because I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It was just the way to beat the witches was to have Shakespeare improv words.
The master of words.
Yeah, I know, I got it. But it just seemed kind of...
Too risky that
out of
nowhere, even a genius needs time to
exactly.
make a magnum opus.
Exactly, yeah. But it was also... I mean, I'm torn on it, because then it was literally the power of the play. Like, the play, like, swirled up with them into their vortex thingy. So that's how the lost play was lost. That's a neat idea.
Yes, it used history that it actually is a lost play.
Yeah. So again, really clever inclusion of that. Other than that, it was just fun. It was just a fun episode. I thought Shakespeare was portrayed very well.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how clever he was. I liked that he figured stuff out. I will say, her wearing that outfit, like, at least with Rose, they tried to, like, dress her up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one where they went back to the zombie one in season 1. She came out of the TARDIS dressed up to fit the times. Now, I thought they were going to be like, in their eyes, you will look like them. Because the Doctor had a freaking, like, tailored suit on, you know, and they're going to stick out. People are going to be, no one was staring at them.
That actually did seem curious. At the very least, they would have looked at them as if these are people from an exotic, faraway land.
Yeah. Like, even Shakespeare saying, like, you're from the future. you're not from this time. It's not hard to figure out. I'm like, thank you.
It's very impressive.
Someone figured it out. Yeah, it's not very hard to figure out, though, if you look at them. Like, her style, her cleanliness, her makeup, everything was modern. And the Doctor, the same thing. He's wearing shoes that don't exist, you know? Converse or Chucks, some of us call them. That was an item of contention many videos ago. But yeah, Chucks didn't exist then, and it was just like I get in the universe where we just accept things for how they are. This was borderline, like, okay, you didn't even try to blend in. So yeah, I guess that actually might be more of the sore spot than Shakespeare, because I can actually, as we can explain away why Shakespeare could do that and did do that, was successful at banning the Carrionites.
Yes, once in a while one does get a spark of inspiration, as if, yes, as was said a long time ago, as if a muse were to whisper in his ear some inspiration. And yes, sometimes sparks of inspiration do happen, so it could possibly happen that out of nowhere he would have come up with something eloquent.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't happen very often, but it's possible.
Right. But the fact that her attire, both of their attire.
One thing that would be very difficult to explain, though, is why this lady is walking around with bare shoulders.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
And wonder, is she the sort of person that one pays for her company or something?
Yeah. That's just a little too anachronistic, I guess.
Yes.
For me. But again, it didn't bother me. I accept it for how it is. But with Rose, I'm actually Team Rose. Yeah, with her, they tried. They put some effort into making her blend. So it didn't bother me. I just thought it was odd that she was walking around so modern. That leather jacket, and the hairstyle and the makeup and, all the tight clothing, and it's just showing skin.
And, of course, the teeth.
Yeah.
Remember that scene when she wanted to brush her teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Something that nobody, not even the Queen herself, would do.
Mm-hmm.
The notion of brushing their teeth, they didn't have that.
Overall, it's fine.
This concludes nitpicks.
See what I have in my notes. I wrote, "Yay, Martha!" I was happy to see her back. It's nice to watch an episode and just be like, this is going to be enjoyable, probably. Or with Rose, it was just like, what are you going to do now? What are you going to say? I mean, I might be exaggerating just a little bit. And you know what? They landed there, and the doctor's like, I brought you to 1599 England, London, yeah, we're seeing Shakespeare, yeah, look at me what I'm doing, working his magic. But not a bad first date.
Oh yes, one classic date is to take someone to a Shakespearean play, a Shakespeare in the Park.
No, but like a first date taking someone to go see Shakespeare.
Yes.
Literally.
Taking it very literally.
Yeah, that's a great first date. I'd be like, oh, look how small that bed is. I don't blame her. Taking me to see Shakespeare. It's going to be a good night. Yeah, I wrote here, wouldn't they make a bigger deal about her attire, though? And that's for the patrons who can't read my writing. The line where he's like, are you just going to stand there to make her lay down? Is, I know I'm probably the only person that sees the doctor kind of creepy sometimes and manipulative.
Apparently, there were more nitpicks. Much surprise. Such wow.
I am curious about how the doctor sleeps. Is his sleeping different from a human's?
Yeah.
He already has 2 hearts. I wonder how his brain functions in regards to sleep.
Right, yeah, how he recharges himself. But then they're laying there and he mentions Rose, and then she gets mad. I'm like, that's
Of course he did.
Well, yeah, I don't blame her, but that's just so, like, I'm going to lure you in, and then I'm trying not to see this version of the doctor in such a negative light. I'm not, but it just, scenes like that, moments like that, it's just fuckery. he's and I don't like it. It'd be like me, like, luring you in, and then, you know, you'd be like, I'm confused, mixed signals. But, you know, and yes, he misses Rose. I get that, you know, it's just a little, what are you doing? I thought it was an interesting idea. Like, what if Shakespeare was possessed to write all of his plays? It wasn't in this, but like, what if? It's an interesting idea. Like,
that would be very interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was, like I said, it was a clever idea, and if you think about it more, it's really very neat. I felt funny the guy who's all like, the end of the world, end of the world. He's like, I told thee so. Like, finally,
Yes,
finally, the crazy person on the corner with the big sign was right.
Yes, and is going to spend the rest of the time gloating instead of trying to get people to safety.
Oh, I could go somewhere with that, but I'm not gonna. I already get enough backlash. And everything else in my notes are for my patrons. So, overall, fantastic episode. Was a fun, light, easy breezy watch. Those 45 or so minutes just flew by. 2 thumbs up for me. I liked it. Even with the little nitpicky things, the anachronistic stuff and all that, and improv words, all that. Still 2 thumbs up. I liked it.
It was a very excellent episode with the history, mythological characters, which even included a scientific explanation for how magic works.
Yeah.
Basically replace mathematics with words, and basically you have magic.
Yeah. As said, it's just very clever. If you do something that's clever enough and with enough style, the little nitpicky things don't bother me as much.
Well, yes, the fact that the witches would occasionally speak in rhymes, which may to some seem cliche or something very childish, but actually I think that it worked very well.
Oh, yeah.
Especially considering that in this time period, yes, that is how a witch would have been expected to speak. That practically everything that she says is like a spell.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add about this episode with Mr. William Shakespeare?
Nothing more.
Okay. Well, it's going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro, so I'll simply say thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye. An excellent episode indeed.
Oh, 100% agreed.
And once again, we've found a similar pattern. It seems to usually be the historical ones that we find to be the best ones.
Yeah. I don't think the historical ones really let me down yet. Like, some are better than others, obviously. But, I think so far they're doing very well with the historical stuff.
Do you suppose that maybe there are different writers that do different types of episodes?
Well, there are different writers, so that could actually be, we would have to go back and look at all the previous historical ones to see if it's the same person.
Yes, I would actually like to see that.
There's one or two writers that people are always like, blah, 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 remember that name. Obviously I don't, because I forgot it. But there are one or two writers that are, I guess, known in the fandom. Like if they're writing this episode, good chance it's going to be good.
I'd like to look into that.
Okay, you can do that.